You hear yourself okay, Hayley? Is
Hello,
that good?
hello.
Is that too much?
A
A little more?
Good.
Test,
That's
test?
good.
Okay.
No, that's good. Stop.
Stop.
We gotta get these
Keep
levels
going,
down.
keep
now. keep going. Stop.
All right. Well, on that note, I'm Kat.
I'm Hayley.
And this is Night Classy, the podcast where two teachers unwind, sip wine, and discuss topics we wish we could teach at school. What are we drinking?
We're drinking champagne. Actually, it's probably not even champagne.
It's
to
probably
be accurate.
Technically
We've got
Prosecco.
Prosecco.
Yeah.
Yes. A sparkling wine because this is our 21st episode.
Yeah, happy 21st birthday.
We're legal. And actually, it's not actually our 21st episode. It's our 21st normal episode.
Yeah, technically our 22nd, but we don't count the first one that never came out.
No, I'm talking about Patreon episodes.
Oh.
Because there's a whole other level of content.
There is.
on
Oh, wow. Is
Patreon.
this going to be a Patreon commercial?
I think it could be. That wasn't the plan, but
It could be. I have. We're going to bring it up several more times. But yeah, happy 21st episode.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Thank
to
you.
guys.
Happy birthday. What did you do on your 21st birthday?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I had to work that day and then I was rushing to get home because I ran late at work, and Marissa had planned a surprise party for me, but I didn't know that. I thought I was just meeting her at a brewery. So I was like, listen, I need to take my time and I need to get myself ready and put on some fake eyelashes.
Yes.
So I took so long, and they were waiting there at Rheingeist Brewery in Cincinnati for I don't even know how long. They were probably all drunk by the time I got there. And so I got there, got surprised, and then Bar Hopton was safely in bed by 11 p.m.
Oh my god. That sounds awesome though. That's a perfect birthday. That's so sweet of Marissa.
It was very sweet. What did you do for yours?
I have this weird thing where I don't celebrate my birthday. Like I refuse to have a birthday party.
We celebrated your birthday this year though.
No, we
went to
didn't.
Rayford's.
That wasn't like a birthday party. Okay, so we went clubbing, but it was with like you two and then one other friend, Sunny. Like I just can't, ever since turning like 12 or 13, I've refused to have birthday parties. So people like my friend, I think it was Zoe, her birthday's really close to mine, and like she offered to share her like 21 run birthday party with me, and I said no. And I just don't celebrate my birthday. So I went to a concert
fair.
with my boyfriend at the time, and it was good. It was chill.
Nice
But
and
yeah,
low-key.
I don't do birthdays. I don't know.
I would never plan my own party. When I turned 10 years old, my parents were like, okay, you can either have a birthday party or we'll just give you cash for however much it would cost for like a birthday
I would have
party.
taken that
It was
deal in a
cash every
heartbeat.
single time.
Yeah.
Every year.
For sure. I just, for some reason, I feel like there's pressure to perform on your birthday. I just feel like it's a lot of pressure. So I don't like them. And my mom threw me a surprise party. I've told you this story. But like I don't like birthdays. I don't like too much attention, and like I especially do not want a surprise party like that. And my mom decided to throw me a surprise party anyway on my 10th birthday because she was doing it to be nice. That's something she would want for her, but that is not something I would want. And I opened the door to come home, and all my friends were in my room, and I started crying and ran away and wouldn't come out of the bathroom.
Yeah, that's just on top of not wanting a party, crying and run away. That's embarrassment right there.
Yeah, it was horrible. I mean, I appreciate the gesture now, but
Yeah, of course.
she knows never to do it again.
You live and you learn.
I don't do that.
You gotta buckle up, Buttercup, because it's our birthday and you gotta perform.
Now it's our birthday, and I'm literally performing, so I don't know what happened to me, but under the like guise of a micro, no one can see me, so I feel okay, except for you two.
You feel safe.
I feel safe.
This is a safe space.
Yeah, I just pretend that no one ever hears this, and then I don't get nervous.
I was talking to my professor today. Shout out to Mike Malone if you hear this, because I told him about it. And
Mike Malone.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's so weird. I'm doing my case on someone named Michael Malone. Or wait, no, Michael Malloy. Okay, never mind.
Oh, pretty close.
That freaks me out.
That was like the most genuine reaction ever. I really
that
liked
was weird.
it. She like gripped her seat. She's like, Michael Malone. But he's my professor from the University of Cincinnati, and we're just friends now. But I was telling him about night classy and what we do. how did we start talking about this? Oh yeah. And I told him, I was like, okay, well, when you listen, because I sent him links and stuff and like recommended episodes, I was like, when you listen, like, this is an after hours type thing. Like, I cuss on this. And he's like, Hayley.
I also feel like a middle-aged male professor is like our anti-demographic. Like, he is not going to like this.
We'll see. I think he might like, he's very open to things and like loves hearing different ideas. And is 60 years old, middle-aged. I learned his age today.
I feel like we're so annoying to everyone other than 20-year-old women.
Well, I don't know if this will ever even air, but shout out to my professor.
Shout out. All right. Other than that, I have a few updates. Is there anything you want to talk about?
No. Okay. Just that whole like 5 seconds starting your sentence. I think I have an inkling as to how this episode is going to go.
Man. Yeah, I'm already over halfway through a bottle of champagne.
Yeah, we're about to
things
drink.
are going well.
Yeah, a whole bottle each.
Yeah, we each have our own bottle.
You know what? We have a Boda box ready
And-
to be downed. Not the whole box.
No, the
but
whole box. 2 bottles of champagne and a whole box.
We're going to die.
Oh yeah.
But,
If I am not being carried out of this office, then this night was a failure. It's our 21st birthday, bitch.
That's true. I did. The only reason I was in bed by 11 p.m. safely on my 21st is because I had 2 of my friends on either side carrying me down. It must have been half a mile.
Yeah.
So thanks, Kyle and Isaac.
Nice.
Appreciate you.
So much appreciated.
So much appreciated.
First things first, I just told you guys about this, and I don't think any of our listeners care, but I care. I just saw a spoiler on Reddit.
Right. Yeah.
About Tayshia replacing Claire as the next Bachelorette.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, Claire was acting like a brat.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything because I don't know Claire, but
Should you give a spoiler alert?
no.
Okay.
I like spoilers.
Wow.
Everyone else can deal with it. But yeah, well, also by the time this
That
comes
is
out,
not right. That is not ethical.
by the time this comes out, it'll be
I'm going to edit in a spoiler alert.
okay.
Okay, good.
It's going to be a week from now when this comes out, and I assume if the spoilers are already coming out, it will probably have come out by now.
What do you assume? You make an ass out of you and me.
And I don't care. So Tayshia is hopefully the next Bachelorette. Tayshia should have been the Bachelorette instead of Hannah Brown, in my firm opinion, and should have been the Bachelorette instead of Claire. And so I'm glad she's hopefully now getting her chance.
I
she is
can't
awesome.
wait until the season comes out because I am new. I just started watching this in not even Hannah's season. I started with Pilot Pete, so I can't really
I can't
say
believe
anything.
you haven't seen Hannah Brown season. It was
I
pretty
saw
good.
bits of it. Like
Yeah.
when we were in Institute last summer, I saw but I never saw a full
Yeah,
episode.
didn't I ask you to watch it with me a couple times? And you didn't? No, maybe I
you
didn't.
watched
Okay.
it. Yeah. So,
Yeah, I guess I watched it by myself. Big loser alert.
You didn't even ask me if I wanted to join.
I think it was like, because Institute was so stressful and there are people around me all the time. Like The Bachelorette once a week was my solace, maybe. I don't really remember.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah, but yeah, sorry for not inviting you to my 1-person party.
Well,
I didn't even have a roommate, so I was like always alone.
I'm glad it came up because it's been heavy on my heart. So
Yeah.
I'm glad we aired that out.
I apologize. Also, another weird thing, I talked about this to you guys in the car, but I just feel like it's worth mentioning on the air.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, my phone 2 nights ago, so July 29th, the night of July 29th, my phone skipped ahead an hour.
Which also brought you into the next day.
Brought me into the next day. So I haven't really tried very hard, but I haven't been able to figure out how to get my phone on the right day. So my phone says August 31st. I changed the time back, but it was really weird. It just randomly skipped ahead an hour, and now it's acting weird. Like I don't get text notifications.
But this is also not just your phone. We've heard about this with Tommy's coworker, and didn't Cam's phone do it too?
Yeah, Hadrian's stepmom.
Hadrian's stepmom. Yeah.
okay.
So at least 2 other people that I have a connection to, it also happened to their phones. And if this happened to your phone, or if you have an explanation, I want to know about it. Please write in, because I Googled it and I couldn't find any explanation. And I just feel like maybe either some of us got abducted by aliens and we're gone for an hour, or B, it was a glitch in the matrix and now some of us are on some kind of alternate timeline.
Yeah, it's some different plane. I love this so much, and I just love that, like, what was it, last week or the week before? I'm talking about QAnon and they're like crazy conspiracies. And you're like, I just feel like I got abducted by aliens and I really don't know.
All right. So there's a difference between speculating wildly for your own entertainment and making this your whole identity.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I just think
but yeah, you're
funny.
right. Yeah, I'm not pretending I'm smarter than anyone, because I am not. But
it's just weird for it to happen to different people, and it's different networks. We ruled that out, that it wasn't just like a weird.
Not for sure, because I don't know what networks those other. But I have Sprint.
I thought you guys had AT&T.
Alec doesn't have. His phone didn't do that, so it doesn't.
I thought he was saying he knew that Hadrian's stepmom had AT&T.
How?
I don't know what hers was.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be real weird if he knew.
Maybe they have a family plan and it was a whole thing.
How would Hadrian's stepmom be on Alec's family plan?
I'm not saying it's his family plan. I'm saying maybe. You know,
I had said AT&T earlier in the context of...
How did you get abducted by aliens?
It just happened. I don't know. I need to check my body for marks. I'm not sure. Maybe I am an alien now.
They just clipped part of your ear so they can tell from far away.
That's funny, because that stray cat that we gave up to be quarantined for rabies, they neutered him and cut his ear off
so they can spot him from a distance.
So they can spot him.
Know they got him already.
Yeah, because now he's back released. He's free, but now his ear's clipped, so they know he's been neutered, because they round up stray cats, I guess, and neuter them. So yeah, sidebar. Anyway.
All right, what's next?
Next, I just want to A, pat ourselves on the back, and B, thank all our listeners, because we increased our downloads in July by 50%.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I
Yeah.
love that.
It's crazy. We really had a good July. And so thank you, everyone. If you've told someone about this podcast, thank you. Please continue rating, reviewing, and subscribing. That really helps us out. And keep telling your friends about it and sharing us on your Instagram stories. That, I think, makes the biggest difference. So thank you.
Word of mouth is so impactful.
So yeah,
we appreciate you.
We appreciate it, because I get random podcasts come up on my Spotify and Apple Podcasts all the time, and I don't usually click on them, but when someone recommends a podcast to me, I almost always listen to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's totally different.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much from the bottom of our hearts. And also thank you, Christy Colgren, our newest Patreon donor, $5 a month. Woo woo.
I just get tingles every time I hear the notification that we have a new Patreon.
Yeah, it's so exciting. And thank you to all our patrons. I don't shout out the dollar patrons on the air, but thank you guys. And
there it is. Fine.
Yeah. Thank you. No, we are really thankful.
We
just got to keep something special for
just a little
something. But thank you all. If you want to donate to us on Patreon, it really helps us out, because this is not free, and B, you get access to all kinds of special bonus content.
That is also for the current present moment, but we have been talking about some really great merch, and we need money to actually make it.
Yeah.
So stay tuned, because it is good stuff.
Yeah,
I would wear it every day.
Really good. And speaking of new merch, we just ordered some new stickers.
They're gonna be beautiful.
They are amazing. They are holographic and neon, and they look nothing like our other stickers that are just very plain with our logo. This is some
really cool bougie Lisa Frank ass stickers.
Definitely some Lisa Frank ass stickers. Alex spent a good chunk of his day on Photoshop, so we are grateful.
Alec.
Thank you. And donate to us on Patreon. If you donate $5 or more, you get a sticker and some other cool stuff. So
check
get on
it out.
Check it out. Do you have anything to add?
Nope. Thank
All
you.
right.
Next.
Bye. Okay, so we breathalyzed. I blew a 0.186.
I blew 0.138.
So I get to go first, and I like going first.
You're
so I'm glad this
welcome.
streak continues.
I just like spat straight alcohol into it.
Speaking of straight alcohol, we decided to do alcohol themed stories because it is our 21st birthday.
Bow, bow, bow.
Bow, bow, bow. So I am going to tell the story of Michael Malloy and
Mike Malloy.
Mike Malloy. And if you listen to true crime or are a true crime person at all, I know you've heard this one. I've heard it 1,000 times, but it's one of my absolute favorites, and I'm
Yay.
excited.
I have not heard it. I'm not a true person. I'm not a true crime. I'm
not a crime. I'm not a true. I'm not a person. But yeah, so I'm really excited to tell this one. It's a pretty straightforward story. So I was able to get all my information from one source. And that was this really awesome article called The Man Who Wouldn't Die by Karen Abbott on the SmithsonianMagazine.com.
Karen Abbott.
Karen Abbott. I don't know what we're doing here.
It's a bit.
It's an app bit.
She's reacting the same way you reacted when she said her professor's name.
Oh my God.
Wow, thanks for helping me out with that joke, because I have drank too much champagne. And speaking...
I love it when I joke and you don't know that I'm joking. It's so funny.
It happens all the time.
I know. I don't know why. It's like I'm not funny or you're a little...
And it's because I'm a little stupid. I'm a natural brunette, but I do have dumb blonde tendencies for sure.
Happens.
It happens to the best of us. When I was blonde, I used to be platinum blonde for a while, and I literally felt like I was actually getting dumber. And this is not a joke. And I dyed my hair back to brown because I like literally felt dumb.
Wow. Drastic measures.
I know. But yeah, but I liked being blonde. It was great. So I think I'm going to do it.
Do blondes have more fun?
They do.
How so?
I had a really good freshman year of college.
I think that is the prime time to be a blonde. If you're not naturally a blonde, everyone should go blonde at least for the first semester of freshman year of college.
Just do it. It was
I had
great.
highlights freshman year, and I'm not like a crazy textbook crazy girl, but I was a crazy girl freshman year.
Yeah, the bleach does something to your head.
It
I
affects
swear.
your brain, is what it does.
It does. And you know what? When quarantine's over, I think I'm just gonna go blonde again because fuck it. Anyway.
Okay, anyway.
All right. Anyway, so our story begins in 1932 in New York City, and the sun is rising on Marino's Speakeasy, where every morning our protagonist, Michael Malloy, comes in, requests, quote, "Another morning's morning, if you don't mind." And that was and that was supposed to be an Irish accent, but I don't know if it translated.
I thought you were doing that, like, what is it called? Like the North...
The Cockney?
Cockney accent? North Pacific.
Oh, the transatlantic?
Yeah, the transatlantic accent. Yeah.
Another morning's morning. If I don't know, I can't do accents. Okay, moving on.
Do better.
I'm gonna try. There's plenty more quotes for me to work
wonderful.
on. And so he comes in every morning, asks for the usual, and then just hours later passes out on the floor of the bar. Every morning. So our friend Michael Malloy was a notorious drunk and obviously a huge nuisance. He drank a lot and rarely, if ever, paid. For a while, he was allowed to drink on credit and then pay it back later, but like he never paid it back, so his privilege was revoked.
Yeah.
But he'd still come in and hang out at the bar all the time. But like other than his drinking habit, because he was in there all the time, but no one really knew much about him. They knew he came from Ireland, that he didn't really have friends or family that anyone knew of. He looked to be about 60 years old, but had no definitive birth date. And he also had no trade or vocation aside from sometimes he'd do jobs at the bar, like sweep the alley or take the trash out. And they paid him in alcohol and not money.
Okay.
So this guy
living the life.
Was struggling just a little bit. So
You call it struggling, I call it living the life.
All right, Hayley. Well,
Not really.
You can. I'm going to notify your principal that he can start paying you in whiskey.
I hate whiskey.
Okay, wine. And so Michael Malloy obviously was having some hard times, and he was not the only one. Marino's bar was also struggling, and one afternoon in July, the saloon keeper, Tony Marino, confided in his friends, Francis Pasqua and Daniel Kreisberg, that, quote,
Pasqua.
business was not good. Pasqua. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I hope I am. And so the bar was struggling financially. And Hayley, what do you do when your business is struggling financially, or what would you do?
I would analyze the data.
Okay, that's not what this guy did. Sorry, I wrote something about avoiding looking at my banking app. That was that was a joke I was going to tell, but I'm not gonna.
You already did. Everyone else is laughing.
But that's what I do if you're looking for tips. Or you could take a tip from Marino, and his strategy was to take out life insurance policies on homeless people and then murder them.
Oh my God.
And he had done this at least once before to a homeless woman named Maribel Carson the prior year. So Marino had convinced Maribel to take out a $2,000 life insurance policy, which is the equivalent of about $38,000 today.
Whoa.
And name him as the beneficiary. And then...
How do you do that? He must have been like a pretty good salesman.
Yeah,
Or
I
maybe
think
she's an
he
easy
probably gave her something in return.
Yeah.
But if any... Just a warning, if any random person wants to take out a life insurance policy on you, say no, because their intentions probably aren't good.
Always say no to life insurance.
Yeah.
There's no good reason.
Okay, that's not true.
That's a lie. Spot the lie.
But if a stranger wants to, that's a red flag. And so he took out this life insurance policy, and then one cold night, he force-fed her alcohol, stripped off her clothing, doused her sheets in ice water. I almost said hot water. Ice water. And then dragged her bed under an open window. So he made her pass out with alcohol, covered her in water, put her under an open window. This is in winter in New York. And she froze to death and died of bronchial pneumonia. And then Marino collected the money and went on his way.
Savage.
Yeah.
In a bad way.
Bad. And so when Michael Marino's friend, 29-year-old grocer and father of 3, Francis Pasqua, suggested that Marino take out a life insurancy on Malloy and Pasqua would take care of the rest, this sounded like a great idea to Marino because he had already done it. He knows that this is
He's
easy.
got the skills.
Yeah, this is the way to get money.
Clearly, I don't know why more people don't do it.
I know.
I just want to point out, you said life insurancy instead of life insurance policy.
All right.
Also, every time you say this guy Pasqua's last name, I think I'm like, I Pasqua, you Pasqua, he, she, we, Pasqua. The study of Pasquology.
Oh my God. What is it? Wumbo? The study
Wait,
of
what are you guys talking about?
SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wumbo.
I Wumbo, you Wumbo, he, she, we,
Wumbo. Okay.
The study of Wumbology, Squidward.
All right. And so Malloy thought this was a great idea. Not Malloy. Malloy probably didn't, but Marino thought this was a great idea. And so Pasqua was his accomplice. He promised to take care of the legal side. So what he did was he paid an acquaintance who went with him to the insurance company and basically told them his name was Nicholas Malroy. His occupation was a florist. And he was kind of the person they were using to pretend to be Michael Malloy. So basically, Pasqua was pretending he was taking out a life insurancy on this Nicholas character. And then when they killed Malloy, they were going to identify his body as Nicholas.
Okay.
And so that's how they were going to do it, because you need to accompany the person when you're taking out a life insurance policy. Make sure there's consent.
Yeah.
And so Pasqua also recruited Joseph Murphy, who was a bartender at Marino's, to identify Malloy's body and claim to be his next of kin. So it was this person's job to then identify the body.
Was there no documentation of any sort?
No, it was the 30s.
The roaring 30s.
Yeah, no one gave a fuck. And so then this Joseph Murphy would be the beneficiary of the payout, and they'd like split the money. Okay. And so it took Pasqua 5 months to secure 3 policies, all offering, all offering double indemnity on Nicholas Melroy's life. So 2 were with Prudential Life Insurance Company, and 1 was with the Metropolitan Life Insurance Company.
Wow.
And if it were successful, the gang would be awarded $3,576, which is about $54,000 in today's money.
What did he do with the money he got the first time
he killed someone? But like $38,000 in today's money. So it was a year before. Yeah, it's probably enough to live on for a year, but now he needs more money.
Yeah.
And so it was not only them though. They brought others into the plan, like a few local petty criminals. So they also brought in John McNally, Edward Tin Ear Smith. He was missing an ear and had a wax ear, so his nickname was Tin Ear. And Tough Tony Bastone and Joseph Maglione.
Tony Bastone.
Yeah, so we've got some really cool Italian gangsters.
Super cool.
Except
for the fact that they kill people.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta save the speakeasy.
Apparently. Also, wait, this was in the 30s?
Yeah.
What year did Prohibition end?
I don't know.
Do they even need a speakeasy? Maybe no one's going there because they don't know about it.
Maybe they still call bars speakeasies at this point. I don't know.
You know what I wish? I wish when people said speakeasy, there was like one way to say it, and it's like you speak it easily. Like speak easy. What? That's how I wish it was.
Like you wish everyone would whisper the word speakeasy.
Yeah, I wish they would say it very easily, very softly.
All right. Well, I'm about to say speakeasy a whole lot more, so I'll say it how you want me to say it.
Thanks.
And so finally in December 1932, the group gathered at the bar to begin planning the killing of Malloy. They figured this would be easy because they would just overserve Malloy to death, as like he clearly had no control when it came to alcohol. So the next day, Marino told Malloy that competition with other bars had forced him to reconsider his credit policy, because if you recall, he was no longer giving Malloy credit at the bar, but he gave Malloy an unlimited credit, so he could just drink and drink and drink and pay it back whenever. And so for the next 3 days, Malloy sat at the bar and drank. He barely stopped long enough to eat a sardine sandwich before he kept going.
Whoa.
Shots on shots. And so the group watched him do this, and they hoped that Malloy might fall over and hit his head or choke on his own vomit. But his breathing remained steady, and his complexion didn't even really change. Malloy was really good at drinking.
That's years of training.
Yeah.
It's a sport.
It is. And so 3 days later, the men started to get impatient. One suggested shooting Malloy in the head, but instead they decided to serve Malloy shots of wood alcohol instead of his usual whiskey and gin. And so wood alcohol is basically like really strong industrial alcohol. It's used to like strip paint off stuff.
Gosh, can you imagine?
No. And drinks containing only 4% of wood alcohol could cause blindness. And by 1929, more than 50,000 people nationwide had died of drinks contaminated with wood alcohol. Because during the Prohibition, they would cut alcohol with this wood alcohol that was you're allowed to have.
Gotcha.
And so it was like even just like a little bit would kill you. And so they're like, sweet, this will be easy. And so the group wasn't even going to like waste their time tainting Malloy's shots with wood alcohol. They were just going to give him shots of straight up wood alcohol.
Yeah, he probably won't notice, right?
Yeah. So they thought this was a great plan. One of the men went down to a local paint shop and bought a few 10-cent tins of wood alcohol. So they planned to get Malloy drunk with a few shots of whiskey first, and then switch it out with wood alcohol, and he wouldn't even notice. And so they did that, and nothing happened. According to the New York Evening Post, quote, he didn't know that he was drinking wood alcohol. And what he didn't know apparently didn't hurt him. He drank all the wood alcohol he was given and then came back for more.
Wow.
Yeah.
He didn't even notice. He didn't even blink an eye.
No. And this happened night after night. Malloy just took shot after shot of wood alcohol until he finally collapsed on the floor and went to bed.
Good night.
And every time he collapsed, the gang would wait around him, hoping that he finally died. And instead, he would just start snoring. And then he would wake up and, quote, say, give me an... Oh, okay. All right, I'm going to try. And say, quote, give me some of the old regular, me lad.
That was not Irish, but it was.
How do you... Okay, you give me an Irish accent.
Okay, what does he say?
Give me some of the old regular, me lad.
Okay. Give me some of the old regular, my lad.
See, that was nothing either. You kind of said me lad, but I don't know. It's hard.
I feel like an Irish
It's
accent
harder
is
than you
like,
think.
yeah, it is hard.
Yeah. And then, so they just kept feeding him wood alcohol, and now costs were starting to add up. They were buying a bunch of wood alcohol. They were also feeding him a lot of whiskey, and they had to pay monthly insurance premiums. So it was starting to get expensive.
It's like getting a pet.
Yeah, it really was. And Marino began to worry that he was going to lose the bar, and they really needed to speed up Malloy's death. So one of the men suggested soaking oysters in wood alcohol and then feeding them to Malloy. Because
why didn't they just give him a different thing that would kill him?
I don't know. But like they're feeding him literal poison. Like it would kill anyone.
It's not working.
They try other things, but it's just so weird.
He just won't die.
He just won't die. So because according to this guy, so they thought they could soak oysters in wood alcohol and give it to them because they thought that alcohol taken during a meal of oysters will, quote, almost invariably cause acute indigestion, for the oysters tend to remain preserved. So that seems like a bunch of BS, and it was, because they fed Malloy the oysters and nothing happened. And at this point, I kind of started feeling like really bad for Malloy.
Yeah.
Because he's like this old drunk and he probably thinks everyone's being so nice to him.
Yeah,
Just
that's
kidding.
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like, wonder what he thinks is going on.
Yeah, like everyone's just giving him free alcohol and free food. And
they just want him to die.
They just want him to
so
die.
they can have their illegal money.
Yeah, it's really sad. And so at this point, Malloy started to kind of seem indestructible after he didn't die from the oysters.
Yeah.
And it kind of became a sort of pride and competition over who could kill him.
Oh my
It just
gosh.
became this game. And these guys would all like sit at the bar and shoot the shit, like coming up with weird ways they could kill this guy.
That's like working at a restaurant with someone you hate and everyone else is like trying to figure out who can get the person that everyone hates to quit first.
Yeah.
But it's your life.
They're killing him. So one guy decided he thought that he could leave a tin of sardines out for a few days until it was rotten. And then what he did was he mixed shrapnel in with the sardines, so like little pieces of metal. And then they made a sandwich out of it and fed it to Malloy. And Malloy ate the whole thing. And instead of dying, he asked for seconds.
Guess whose intestines were still intact?
Yeah, they thought the shrapnel would cut up his insides, and apparently this guy's literally indestructible.
Okay.
And so after that, the gang decided that enough was enough. And that night, after Malloy had passed out yet again, they drove him out to a park, drug him around in the snow, set him on a park bench, took off his shirt, poured bottles of water on him, and left him out there to freeze to death.
Oh my gosh.
So it's winter in New York, but the next day, he was back at the speakeasy.
Just strolls right through the door. Hey guys, cold one today.
That's literally what he said. He only complained of a wee chill.
Oh, this is wild.
Yeah, and that should have killed anybody. And so this was the last straw. And in February, the gang decided finally to just run him over with a car.
Okay.
Yeah. And so they hired taxi driver Henry Green to do the deed for $150. And so what they did that night, they all piled up into the cab. They dragged passed out Michael Malloy in there from the bar floor.
Michael Malloy.
And they drove a few blocks from the bar and then dragged Malloy out to the street. And once they had dragged him out there, Malloy woke up and he was able to jump out of the way of the car twice before being struck on the third try. Twice.
Oh my God.
They got his third life.
Good for him.
I know. And so after hitting them, the gang backed over him with the car just to be sure. And then they left. And then, so the next day, Joseph Murphy started calling around to hospitals and morgues asking, like, for Nicholas Malloy and looking for, like, and he was, like, calling because, like, he was supposed to be the next of kin. He's trying to locate his, like, quote unquote lost brother. But no one knew anything. No one had gotten a body. And there hadn't even been any reports of fatal car accidents.
Ooh.
And so, 5 days later, Michael Malloy walked into the bar looking only slightly battered. And he said,
battered.
I'm
Oh my
sure
God.
dying for a drink.
I'm dying for a drink. We wish you would.
Right. And so Malloy sat at the bar, had his drink, and told everyone this crazy story of how he woke up after passing out in the middle of the street and he saw headlights coming at him. And next thing he knows, he woke up in a warm hospital bed at Fordham Hospital and then walked straight back to the bar.
What? Okay, what's the name of the guy who's trying to kill him again?
Marino is the main one. He owns
Marino's
the bar.
Like, listening to the story, just starts crying,
Yeah.
like sobbing.
Also, the funny part is Malloy got to the bar really early in the morning and the bartender was like still opening up, and he like Malloy convinced this bartender who was in on the plot to let him in the bar. It's like, why would you even let him back in? Like, oh my God.
Yeah, just go. At least wait till we're open.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. And so that was the final straw. They're listening to the story and they're like, oh my fucking God. And so they need to come up with something that works. And so on February 21st, 1933, 7 months after the life insurance policy was taken out, Michael Malloy was finally killed. And they did this by running a rubber tube from a gaslight fixture into Malloy's mouth and wrapped a towel around his head and then killed him with gas inhalation.
Oh my gosh, that is evil.
Yeah,
I mean,
really
all
evil.
of this is evil.
All of this is evil, but like it's
but
just,
that's where I draw the line.
Yeah, and it's just like clearly a murder. Like the original plan was just to like feed him alcohol until he hit his head and died, and
Yeah.
then they just went to straight murder. There was always straight murder, but you know what I mean. And so so they killed him finally. And Pasquale had his doctor friend forge a phony death certificate citing lobar pneumonia as the cause of his death. And the gang ended up getting $800 total from the first insurance policy to be split between all of them. And Pasquale and Murphy and Marino both spent their shares on a new suit. And then And then
That's like me when I got my stimulus check. I was like, I could pay off so much stuff. And I was like, Amazon?
Yeah, literally. That's like me when I got my security deposit back. Shoes. And so after they got the payout from the first insurance policy, Pasquale went to the Prudential office to collect the money from the other two policies. And they're like, okay, but first we need to see a body. And Pasquale was like, well, sorry, the body's already been buried. And so that's suspicious. And so an investigation was opened and everyone eventually faced charges. So they went through all this for $800 between like the 7 of them. And then they all
You know what?
charges.
Good.
Yeah, good. Totally.
Also, I thought you were going to say, so they exhumed his body. Turns out he was still alive.
God, I wish. But yeah, so Frank Pasquale, Tony Marino, Daniel Kreisberg, Joseph Murphy, they were all tried and convicted of first-degree murder. And for that, they were sent to the electric chair that killed them all the first try.
Sight on scene.
Yeah.
Dead.
Yes. And so Michael Malloy unfortunately did die, and he will he will forever be known as Iron Mike, or Mike the Durable, the man who wouldn't die.
Iron Mike. Mikey boy.
Mikey
Can't
boy.
kill him.
Cannot, well, they could. It just took a while.
Can't kill him easily.
He is, in fact, very hard to kill. And that is my lesson.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Let's break and we'll be right back.
All right.
Hey guys, I am here to tell you about Build Bar. Build is spelled B-Y-L-D, and this bar is a high protein marine collagen bar. So when I'm talking about like high protein, it has 16 grams of protein. And if you track your nutrients, then you probably know that it can be kind of difficult to get a ton of protein into your diet if that's what you're looking for. So Build Bar, it's a high protein bar, and it's created by 2 female fitness instructors who also juggle corporate jobs. Not only that, but it's the cleanest high protein bar on the market, and it will really keep your body full with that 16 grams of protein that I mentioned. And it's all from marine collagen and plant protein. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, but around your mid-20s, our bodies stop producing collagen naturally. And these girls with Build Bar, they created the most convenient, delicious way to keep your body strong and youthful. Plus, it makes the best quarantine snack because it really does taste like dessert. But it's also gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, and has no processed sugars or inflammatory ingredients that will make you feel heavy or bloated. So if this sounds good to you like it did to us, all you have to do is, for your first order, type in the code NIGHTCLASSY, all caps, to get 10% off your first order. Again, that's with code NIGHTCLASSY, all caps, to keep your body strong, your skin glowing, and your sweet tooth satisfied with Build Bar.
All right. I want to tell you guys once again about probably the best thing that's ever happened to me in my life, which is ethyl ambrosia. Ethyl ambrosia is a vegan gel shot. Not only is it vegan, does it come in the best flavors, is it beautiful, it is in a push-up cup. So it's very fancy. You just push it up. You don't have to get your fingers involved. You don't have to slurp it out like your classic gel shot. It is classy. It is gorgeous. It makes a great centerpiece. Looks good on a banquet table. You name it. It's a fancy drink you can get without a bartender in quarantine. The list really, truly goes on. If you want to try ethyl ambrosia, and you should because I know you'll love it, visit ethylambrosia.com and enter promo code NIGHTCLASSY in all caps. This is a very special offer just for our listeners for 15% off your order. You should really do it.
Okay, welcome to Miss Madden's class. So you did true crime in relation to alcohol. I thought it would be fun to just do 21 fun facts about alcohol and trivialin and sprinkling some trivia.
Trivalin sounds like a prescription drug.
It does.
Which is another thing people do on their 21st.
Okay, so you definitely don't need a drink to have fun, but it can help.
Yeah, you can. If you're 21.
It only
like
if
our
you're 21.
podcast. Yeah.
Like our podcast is now 21. And one of the things we do on this podcast is we breathalyze to figure out who's going to go first. And whoever has the higher blood alcohol concentration goes first. And I'm always like, how does this work? Like, what does this number even mean? So for fact number 1, I'm going to break down blood alcohol concentration.
Thank God, because I have no fucking idea what it means.
So basically, it's just how concentrated your blood is with alcohol. For example, when we blow a BAC of 0.10, that means that 0.1% of our bloodstream is made up of alcohol.
That's kind of terrifying.
A little bit. And now after...
Does it just go straight in your blood?
Yeah, it metabolizes so freaking fast. It's insane. It is absolutely insane, like faster than nutrients from food does. Alcohol is like, bam, there. And so after reading about blood alcohol concentration levels, I realized just how inaccurate our breathalyzer really truly is.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
because, okay, so the last couple times, like this time you blew a 0.183 and like last time I think I blew a 0.18 something. So, and that's before we even start recording. Like we have drank a little bit at that point.
Okay, but to be fair, I drank over half a bottle of champagne before we started recording.
Yeah, but
It
also
seems like
last
a
week
lot.
I blew the same thing. And according to my weight, that would have taken 6 or more drinks to get to that level.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it kind of just spits out a random number.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So it's a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
Now, people tend to feel affected, as my mom would say. And this, she rarely drinks, but I just remember so clearly one time she did. And Troy and I asked her, like, hey, Mom, how you feeling? And like, we knew she was like lit, but she's like, she like lifted her head up like slowly and her eyes rolled back. She was like, definitely affected. So you start to feel affected around 0.02. And then at 0.04, the relaxation stage starts to set in. And by the time you hit 0.06, your judgment starts to be impaired, which is also kind of crazy because in Tennessee, where we live, 0.08 is the legal driving limit.
Yeah.
And that's for a lot of places too. And this is also where your muscle coordination starts to become impaired. And so jumping up a few levels here, blackouts can be obtained by most people at around a blood alcohol of 0.2.
Okay.
So according to our
Cat blew a 0.18 tonight.
A 0.186.
yeah.
Okay, but to be fair, either our breathalyzer doesn't work or I've built up quite the tolerance.
Right. When we drink, well, actually, no, it's not once a week. That is a lie.
Yeah.
We drink once a week for the podcast. Yeah.
God,
So
the amount, in quarantine, it's been ungodly. And I'm not trying to
Is this
encourage this behavior.
a cry for
but
help right
it
here?
might
Is that
be
what this is?
Yeah.
And so you black out at 0.2 and then you lose consciousness at about 0.3. And then the fatal point for most people is at 0.45.
Okay.
And that's your BAC. Fact number 2, drinking ages. So the majority of countries, 61% in the world, have a minimum legal drinking age of between 18 to 19 years old.
Okay.
Of course, here in the US, the minimum legal drinking age is 21 years old. But I have heard that some people do obtain a legal documentation to fake their way to an early 21st birthday.
Some people, not me.
Not
I would
I.
never do that.
Never, never. Now, the U.S. is not the only country that has the legal drinking age of 21. Other countries include Iraq, Mongolia, Oman, and Sri Lanka. Now, that is the highest drinking age for a country, but there are some parts of India that actually have the highest minimum legal drinking age of 25 to 30 years old. Yeah.
Okay, that's shocking, but like also not so shocking because I found out this year that there's some counties in the US that don't allow alcohol at all.
Still?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Like when we went to Arkansas with Alex's family, we had to buy a shit ton of alcohol because they don't sell alcohol in that county.
Whoa, that's
Yeah.
some like Dirty Dancing stuff right there.
It's weird.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I didn't until this summer.
I feel like there's a lot of counties that have a lot of messed up rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a ton of dry counties in Tennessee and Arkansas.
Yeah, and I knew there were dry Indian reservations, but not dry like U.S. jurisdiction counties. That's crazy.
I want to talk about a dry stadium that I went to right after my 21st birthday. The University of Tennessee is a dry stadium. And that's the craziest shit I've ever heard.
Yeah, that is the dumbest. How much money are they losing
so much
out on?
money.
Holy
so
shit.
much money.
Wow, that's real dumb.
I know. I was highly disappointed. Like, I had just turned 21 years old when I went to a University of Tennessee versus Gators game. So, like, it was already going to be a crazy, awesome football game. So, obviously, I needed to enhance it by being drunk. But,
Yeah, literally,
No
I
luck.
have a serious question.
What?
Why on earth would you ever go to any sports game if you
Well,
can't drink?
oh,
Just-
yeah, God, I don't
There's
know.
no reason.
One of my friends, her boyfriend is a football guy, a gator.
I wasn't asking like you specifically because I know that you anticipated drinking there, but like
I don't
just
know.
in general, I
guess some
I
people
can't
like
imagine-
sports just for who they are.
Ew.
I know.
Who likes sports?
Yeah.
No one.
No one.
Gross.
No one
Why
here.
would you? Yeah.
So yeah, dry counties, dry stadiums. I'm not a fan. And now we all know the saying, ain't no laws when you're drinking claws, right? So while this may be true, it is actually the case in 19 countries which have no restrictions on drinking, including Bolivia, Cambodia, China, Laos, and the Solomon Islands. Now, alcohol...
For some reason, China surprises me that it's on that list.
Yeah, I feel like they would be kind of uptight.
Yeah, they're strict.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the cool mom. It's like a little strict on the weird things, but they're like,
yeah, as long as you keep your grades up, I'd rather you drink in the house and not somewhere crazy.
Yeah, that's China.
Yeah.
No, alcohol is completely banned in 16 countries, all of them Muslim, but some of them do have exceptions for non-Muslims.
Okay.
Now, on to fact number 3. So, John Mayer says, your body is a wonderland, but science says your body is a brewery.
Did you write this?
Yeah, I did.
That was good.
Thank you. I felt like a journalist while writing this lesson.
You are a journalist. This is a
Thanks.
form.
Yeah, totally. So the human body produces alcohol constantly, like 24/7, and it's called a endogenous ethanol production, but sometimes it goes crazy and you get auto brewery syndrome. And
I know about
you're nodding
this.
your head. Oh, you do?
Yeah, Alex's sister Cameron told us about this.
Oh, I didn't know it was a thing.
Yeah.
But if you don't already know, this is when yeast in your gut creates too much ethanol and it can lead to feelings of being drunk. And it sounds, I don't know, either great or terrible, but either way, it's one way to save money if you're trying to get drunky.
Yeah, if my body could just keep me at like a constant stage of buzz, and again, I sound like an alcoholic, but like just under 0.08, but high enough to feel good.
Just a little fun.
Yeah, just
a little
something,
pull
something.
out of reality.
Yeah. Yeah, especially these days. I don't need reality to be a thing.
Yeah, it's tough these days.
Yeah.
But that's why we have night classes, so you guys can escape your life for just an hour or two
Yeah.
each week. Now, on to number 4. I called this one self-diagnosis. Some people say the glass is half empty or half full. Others say it's either full or it's not. And for those with ciliacophobia, yes, I said it. This is a major problem. Ciliacophobia is the fear of an empty glass. And I am self-diagnosing myself this time without the help of WebMD.
So people that have this, what happens when they drink a sip? Do they have to just fill it back up?
I don't know. I think it's just one of those dumb things, like a dumb wine meme, like,
Yeah.
I suffer from ciliacophobia, but it's like the root is cenotaph is an empty tomb, silica's glass, phobia, fear. So fear of empty glass.
Gotcha.
Number 5, which brings in our first trivia question of the night.
Oh, no.
Okay, so I've got a little slideshow to show you here. So we have alcohol trivia. Question number 1.
Wow, it really is a slideshow.
It is.
Haley clearly misses being a teacher.
How many grapes does it take to make a standard bottle of wine? A, 500, B, 200, C, 125, D, 800. What do you got?
D, 800.
Okay. What do you think, Alec?
If she's going 800, I'm going to go 500.
Okay, let's see.
Oh.
200 grapes.
Really? Do they mix in water, or is that like a bunch of sugar? 'Cause
Girl,
that
I
doesn't
don't
seem
know.
like very much.
I don't think it's just made out of grapes.
Also, she has the fucking Hanes underwear grape man.
I have
on
memes
here.
And
for every answer.
it says "Make America Grape Again."
Oh my God.
Hang on, hold it. We're taking a picture. Hold it. That's the stupidest picture we've ever taken.
memes for every
my
answer
God.
page. I can't wait to show you guys some of these. Make America great again. Oh God.
I like how when you were talking about that disease, the triple wetophobia or whatever, you were like, it's just some kind of wine meme, and you like kind of scoffed at it, and then it's like enter wine memes.
Yeah. Yes. There's a different. I'm like thinking of when I was talking about that first one. I was thinking of like something you would see, like art that has words, like that type of thing.
Yeah.
You know, like
like a cheesy
ciliophobia, and then it's like noun, the fear of an empty glass, and then it's like a wine glass,
a
like
boomer
being poured.
post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a boomer
A boomer
post. That's
post,
perfect.
yeah.
It'd be like something hanging in a boomer's beach house
Yeah, exactly.
or lake house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or their basement, their finished basement with
Yeah,
a pool
the
table.
game room.
One of those like wooden blocks that has a black bathroom, like black background, and there's white cursive on it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
It like
Yeah.
looks like it would be fine, except for you just want to burn it.
Yeah.
It's almost fine. Now I have a bonus fact here. The standard bottle of wine is about 25 fluid ounces. So that was a fun fact. On to fact number 6, which is another trivia question. True or false? Drinking alcohol raises the body temperature.
Doesn't it lower it?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
I'm going to say
False.
lower it too.
Okay, let's see. False. Yes, so it does lower it.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the meme here is true or false. And then the guy's like, false. And then it's like, explain why. And he's like, true. Wow. So I'm here to actually explain why this is true. Now, most people believe that the one consequence of drinking alcohol is that it makes you hot. Like literally your body rises in temperature, but it does actually lower it. So drinking alcohol causes our blood vessels to get all loosey-goosey, and they widen and they relax, they kick up their feet, and this affects our control over our body temperature. So we have our core temperature, which is controlled by our brain. And then we have our body's shell temperature that is basically just affected by our environment and the blood flow to the skin. So when we're drinking, the liver is like just working out so hard trying to metabolize the alcohol, and it gives off a bunch of heat. And this makes us feel like we're warm and drunk and we're happy, but it's actually lowering our body core temperature. And our blood supply is shifting, and that creates the release of more heat through our body.
Interesting.
So, yep, your body lies to you. Don't trust your feelings always. Okay, number 7. I don't know about you, but I've always not always, but I've dreamed of what would it be like if I had a 6-pack of abs? What would it be like if I was fit?
Yeah, who knows? I don't know.
No idea, but I've thought about it.
Yeah.
And so I've also dreamed about having a 6-pack of beer. So I've done both. Now, the 6-pack of beer, it came after the Prohibition was over. Most people were bringing beer home to drink rather than going to bars or breweries. And the magic number for this pack was 6. Now, not only were 6 beers the ideal fit for a paper grocery bag, but there are also studies done, scientific studies done, conducted to figure out the ideal weight for the average housewife to carry home.
Oh my
beers from the
God.
store.
I always figured it was because 6 drinks make you drunk.
Oh, not
So 6 beers is perfect for one crazy night. But that's interesting.
Yeah, it's for the wifey.
Aw.
And that just made me think of that one time when we lived on the island,
Yeah.
when we were just taking a walk, and then we were at the town square, and we were we should just pick up some White Claws.
Yeah.
And so we did, and there's 12 in there.
Yeah.
And we had to walk back, and I Googled it. Okay, not only was that either summer or fall
Yeah.
in Memphis, which is hot as hell.
Yeah.
But it was 12 of them, no
Mm-hmm.
bag or anything. And it was a mile that we had to walk, a little over actually.
So we were close to getting our 6-packs.
Yeah. So close.
That's the closest thing to exercise I'm ever going to do.
We were so close, but then we went home and drank the entire pack of White Claws
Yeah.
that night. So,
But there are worse things we could have drank than White Claws in terms of calories.
Yeah, that's true.
I bet we
butter.
could have done that.
All right. Were you going to say something or are you ready for this next one?
I'm ready for the next one.
Okay. Number 8, toast is not just for breakfast. We give toast at weddings or when somebody gets promoted or when we record our 21st episode of Night Classy. Woo-hoo! And this is all a wish for good health, but it originated in ancient Rome. And back then, a literal piece of toast was dropped in the wine.
Ew.
Nasty.
Did you eat it out?
I think they just drank it. And I
They
don't
drank
know if
the
they
toast?
ate it. They drank the wine that had the toast in it. I don't know if they ate it or not.
That is vile.
Yeah.
I've
Pretty
been
gross.
to Catholic church a few times though and taken communion and you like dip the cracker
Yep.
in the wine, which is also disgusting, but at least
Yeah.
it's just like a little wafer. It's not a
I wish
piece
they
of
would put like
bread.
some salt and pepper on the wafers or something. Like, give me
What?
some flavor. Like,
but,
I don't.
but
just
you're
want
dipping
some-
it in wine.
I just need flavor. I need
the wine is
something.
the flavor. No, I'm sorry. The blood of Christ is the flavor.
I need more spice of life in my life.
I want a spicy Christ.
Oh, spicy. Imagine if someone said that after taking communion. They're like, spicy.
Oh my
Okay.
God, I'm so sorry to everyone religious.
Okay, next. We have another trivia question. Are you guys ready? How long after planting a grapevine, or how long after planting is a grapevine ready to make wine? We have A, 3 to 4 months, B, 1 to 2 years, C, 7 to 9 months, D, 3 to 5 years.
I'm going to go B, 1 to 2 years.
Okay, Alec, what do you think?
I'm gonna go 3 to 5.
Okay, let's see. And the answer is 3 to 5 years. I didn't make this meme myself for this one, but I edited it myself.
Oh my God. I couldn't tell.
I used Instagram.
Oh.
So it's that.
That's a good meme.
Thank you. I laughed so hard and Tommy was just like so annoyed at my that I thought it was so funny. But it's a guy who's like just ready to go out and he's all dressed and he's like sitting on a hotel bed and his hands are crossed. And the caption is, when you're ready to go out, but waiting for a text from your friend was the original one, but I edited it to say when you're ready to go out, but waiting for a text from your grapevine. And it takes 3 to 5 years.
We should post these on the Instagram.
Yeah, we will once I'm undeactivated.
Yeah. Yeah. So after the grapevine's all fruited up and ready to get people drunk, a grapevine can bear fruit for another 40 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
We have a
So-
shit ton
Wow.
of grapevines at my house.
Do you
know
really?
that? Yeah.
Do
we
you
have
do
grapes.
anything with them?
We make grape juice out of them, but I think they're wine grapes. Like they taste horrible. Oh no, they're not wine grapes. They're jelly grapes.
Oh, okay.
So you can't eat them plain because they're disgusting. They just taste like eyeballs.
Disgusto barfo.
Yeah, disgusto barfo. And so we juice them and then make jelly. But the grape juice, if you try to eat that plain, is also disgusting. And we've never tried to make wine. The more you know.
The more you
Thank
know.
you for listening to my story.
Shout out to all you beautiful grapevines. Thank you for your service. All right, fact number 10. The world's strongest beer,
Ooh.
Brewmeister's Snake Venom from Scotland, tops out at 67.5%. It is so potent. It's like a super beer.
Wait, isn't vodka like 40%?
Whiskey is 40%.
Okay, so yeah, so hard
Yeah.
alcohol is 40. So I didn't even know you could make beer stronger than like 8%.
So it's brewed with not only ale yeast, but champagne yeast as well. It's like a bow, bow, bow.
I feel like that
triple threat.
has to taste disgusting.
Yeah.
It probably
it's in
tastes
snake venom.
Yeah, like fizzy, like I don't even know. It sounds horrible.
There are no words.
I want to throw up just hearing that.
And you know what? If you really want to find out, we can pool our money together to purchase a bottle of this stuff for about $80 online.
Is the bottle the size of a beer bottle?
Yeah, it's the standard bottle.
Donate to us on Patreon and
we'll
will
try it.
buy one and try it and make a video of it.
That's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. All right, are you ready for our next trivia question, which is our fact number 11?
Yes.
Yes.
You are ready? Okay. I really like this one a lot. Okay. And I practiced the name of this champagne, okay? How many bottles of I forget what it is.
Roger.
No, that's not it. It's more French sounding. It's Paul Roger. Roger.
Paul Roger.
How many bottles of Paul Roger champagne did Winston Churchill drink in his lifetime? And he is a notorious drinker. So we have your options of A, 42,000, B, 75,000, C, 5,000, D, 20,000. What do you got?
My impulse is to do math and try to divide it over years, but
calculating.
I'm not even gonna try because I'm too drunk. So I'm gonna go high and go B, 75,000.
Okay, got Cat B, 75,000.
Wait, no, because that would mean that he drinks several thousand bottles a year, which that just can't be right.
He did go into severe debt multiple times, like up to $75,000
I'm gonna
towards his
go.
drinking habits.
So was this him himself, or how many bottles did he
Him
buy and feed to other people?
himself.
Okay, so I'm gonna go.
Self-admittedly, he gave this number.
I'm gonna say A, 42,000, because that gives him about 1,000 bottles a year, which is still insanely high.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Kat's original answer of B, 75,000.
Okay, let's see what we got.
Oh
Wow.
Cat wins at 42,000.
Also, she has Kelsey from Champagne Gate getting
Bachelor
blasted in the
meme.
face with champagne. I love it.
Yep. I thought that was the only appropriate one really for this one. So yeah, 42,000. Apparently he said, and someone wrote a whole book on like Winston Churchill and his drinking habits, and I read a lot about it, but he's reported to have drank like at least a bottle and a half of champagne per day, like at the very least.
Dang.
So he was getting lit all the time.
Can't blame him.
Fact number 12. We're over halfway.
Wow. Okay, we need to speed things along.
Okay, I have a record-breaking fact. World's longest. That's right. I'm talking about the world's longest permanent bar. The Beer Barrel Saloon in Put-in Bay, Ohio, spans an entire 405 feet and 10 inches.
Have you been there?
I have not. I have not even been to Put-in Bay, but it's on Lake Erie. Seems great. It holds 160 bar stools. They have 56 beer taps, and on a busy night, the bar employs over 20 bartenders.
Dang.
That's a lot. Okay. Fact number 3. I call this one This or That.
Fact number 3.
13.
Okay.
Fact number 13. I call this one This or That. Okay, so a mixed drink that contains a carbonated drink is absorbed into the body more quickly than straight shots.
Okay. Interesting. All right.
Yeah. It was funny seeing you like process that.
Yeah.
So the University of Manchester.
What if it's a mixed drink that isn't carbonated?
Not the same effect.
Okay.
But also when a mixed drink is cut with just water, it also is absorbed at the same rate as a carbonated drink. And also sugar affects it as well.
So a drink without carbonation is also the same. Mixed drinks are just faster than shots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But you can drink more shots in the time it takes you to drink a mixed drink. So what do you think you should do?
Who's really winning? The turtle or the rabbit? It's not the rabbit. What do they call it?
Hare.
It's the hare. I was going to say fair.
The tortoise. It's also not a turtle.
The tortoise and the fair.
Oh,
The turtle and the rabbit. I mean the tortoise and the hare.
The shot and the mixed drink. The University
Chicken or the
Shakira and the Beyonce. Who wins? Fight.
Beyonce every time.
Beyonce always.
Yeah.
The University of Manchester compared the rate of alcohol absorption when people were given neat vodka compared to those who were given a mixed vodka drink diluted to half strength with that carbonated mixer, and 66% of participants absorbed the alcohol faster with that carbonated drink, and they reached peak alcohol concentration 10 minutes quicker. So something about it. And they also said in this study, they're like, we really don't understand what makes it happen.
I've always heard you get drunker off carbonation.
Yeah, something about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Fact number 14, vino vocabulary. Appellation is the growing region a wine comes from. Did you know that already?
Appellation?
Appellation.
Never heard of that.
So it's like, for example, we know that champagne is only truly champagne if it's grown within the appellation of Champagne, France. Otherwise, it's just sparkling wine. So it's really just
so
like,
appellation means where it's grown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like the region.
Yes, appellation is the growing region.
I thought you meant that
wine.
like only good wine was grown in like this region called Appellation. And I was confused. I'm sorry. Keep going.
That's okay. Thank you. Next. Okay, number 15. So science is real. We know this. We know we need to listen to the experts. Pierre Ordinaire was the French doctor who created absinthe at the end of the 18th century. So we need to listen to Dr. Pierre.
Yeah, we do. Absinthe is great.
We love it.
Yeah.
It's created by distilling wormwood and several other herbs into alcohol. And in Pierre's time, absinthe was an acceptable form of treatment for many patients. It was,
I'm sure you get someone drunk enough, they forget that they're sick.
medicine for the soul.
Yeah.
It was nicknamed the Green Fairy from the original French name was La Fille Verte, but other nicknames included Greek goddess, given by, and we know this guy, Aleister Crowley.
Hey, my man.
And it's also nicknamed Green Muse. It is known for having an extremely high blood alcohol concentration, or at least affecting you in that way.
Yeah. Does it make you hallucinate just because the alcohol is so strong?
Yeah, that's what they think. There are no actual, like, there's something, and I think it's like thujone or something that's like just so very slight that like could have hallucinogenic effects, but really it's just such a high concentration of alcohol.
And does it actually make you hallucinate? Because Hayley and I have drank absinthe many times.
I think.
And never even really got that drunk from it.
Yeah, so it has a high concentration of alcohol, but I think that it was mixed with other things.
Yeah, especially if it was used as
hallucinate.
medicine. Maybe it was mixed with shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was like lean for the 1800s.
Yeah. Got my green drink.
I got my styrofoam cup full of that green fairy. She's so pretty.
Stupid. Okay, let's move on.
Number 16, multitasking, brings us to our next trivia question. And you're going to have to select two because the question is, which two presidents attempted to grow grapevines? We have George Washington, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, and James Madison.
I'm going to go George Washington and Thomas Jefferson.
Okay.
I'm going to go TJ because I was at a vineyard wedding in Charlottesville where I was born.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was born at Martha Jefferson Hospital in Charlottesville. And then I'm going to go Madison.
All right, let's find out. Verdict says...
I'm so smart.
You're so smart.
I'm a history major.
George Washington and Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas
Jeffy Stone. And for this meme, we have the Dos Equis guy, but instead of his face, it's George Washington. Now, what's funny is that they both tried, George Washington and Thomas Jefferson, Thomas Jefferson.
George Washington and Thomas Jefferson.
They both tried to grow grapevines, but they were not successful. They failed.
Why?
Probably because they were busy doing other things.
Too stupid.
Too stupid.
Yeah.
So stupid. Okay. Sorry.
Oh my god.
To whoever I need to apologize to.
I'm
sorry.
I'm sorry. Those are my 2 favorite presidents, and you've offended me. Big time.
Well, I already said sorry, so
Who would be offended by that?
I know plenty of people who would be offended.
If you're offended by that, reevaluate your priorities.
And that would just make them even more offended.
Good.
Is the bit on this show where you guys go, I'm sorry, is that like from something else, or is that just...
I don't know.
I don't know where that's from.
It happens all the time, and I love it, but
I think on My Favorite Murder, Georgia goes, I'm sorry, but we started saying it, I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from.
I don't know either. It's kind of funny though.
Yeah, it is
Not
funny.
gonna
I like
lie.
it.
Yeah. In bed tonight, Alex like, do the I'm sorry thing.
And then he's like, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. That's an inside joke.
yeah, we'll post that in the
Away
show
from
notes,
this
maybe.
show.
One day I hope to be a part of an inside joke. And with that transition, I'm going to go to fact number 17. You can now call me Prison Hay because I learned how to make prison wine, and it's going to be ready for next week's recording.
Did you actually start making prison wine?
I didn't make it, but I
Oh,
can.
Haley, we have to make toilet wine.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let me tell you how.
Okay.
So first you need 6 to 10 oranges.
Orgies?
You need 6 to 10 orgies. You need to really get experienced in this field of sexual exploration. And then you peel them, place them in a Ziploc bag. After that, you get a fruit cocktail from the cafeteria of the prison in which you're at. 2 if you can. You add those to the bag. And then you have to get your hands on a bunch of sugar, like 60 cubes worth. And this is important for the fermentation. And you'll also need 4 tablespoons of ketchup to add some acidity in there. Now, after that, you're going to need yeast for it to actually become alcohol. So literally any bread that you can get your hands on, like bring it to the bag, a piece or 2 will work just fine. And then you need to get like really mad, like whatever makes you mad. Like I know what makes me mad. And I'm the political climate. And so I just get on Facebook, and then you take out all your rage on the bag until the mixture is fluid.
You
so
punch it?
You beat it to a pulp.
Okay.
But and now you have to take care of the bag like a little baby. Okay. Because if you don't, then you won't be able to drink and get drunk. Okay. So you got to put the bag somewhere safe and warm. You got to put some warm water over it, wrap it in a towel. Maybe it's best to think of it as a house plant rather than a baby, since you're basically waterboarding it. But for the next 5 to 7 days, you're going to continue to put warm water over the bag daily.
Okay.
And you have to put open it just a little tiny crack so it can release gas during this process. And then after a week, you strain your concoction and it's bottoms up from there, ready to drink.
About what percentage is it? Do you know?
Oh God, I don't know. The flavor is described as if you had just brushed your teeth, chugged grapefruit juice, threw it up, and then drank it again.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
So I don't know if we actually want to make it.
I think we still should make it.
I mean, we could. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, let's try it. We'll upload the video on Patreon.
So that's how you make prison hooch.
All right,
from Prison Hay.
I would really like to do it.
Okay, let's do it then.
Hay. Like Prison Mike.
Yeah. Fact number 18. Can you take the heat? Some of the earliest thermometers in the 1600s contained brandy instead of mercury.
Ooh,
That's
cool.
And this is because mercury later took over because it had a wider range of liquid state temperature levels. Fact number 19. I want to age like fine wine, like most people do.
Yeah.
But in my research, I discovered that apparently not just, wine doesn't just change how it tastes over time, but also how it looks.
Mm-hmm.
As wed wine. As wed wine wages.
I'm sorry.
I'm too drunk. As red wine ages, they become more light, and as white wine ages, the opposite happens. And I had no idea. You seem like you knew that already.
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just drunk.
Okay, great. So basically, over time, if you give them enough time, they'll both eventually end up being around the same like medium amber color. Yeah. Okay, are you ready for the final trivia question?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is fact number 20, and then we have our last fact, and we're done. So this question is, which country has the largest area of vineyards? We have France, Italy, Spain, or Turkey.
Do olives count as vineyards? No.
No, this is like grapevine.
I'm going to go Turkey because I feel like it's the biggest.
Okay.
I'm going to go. I drove through Spain once and like it was like olive trees as far as the eye can see. So I'm just going to guess that there might be a lot of
Grapes.
vineyards there. So I'm going to go Spain.
Okay. Alec, you guessed right.
Nice.
It is Spain.
Wow.
And we've got another good meme.
Wait,
Yeah. What?
will you read it, please? Also, I added a little something to the meme.
Oh, no.
Okay, Kat, that's all you.
I don't even understand.
Okay, I'll read it.
Okay.
So it says, everyone, man, Nazi Germany's the worst. They committed genocide over more than 6 million people some time ago. And then it says 16th century Spain, and it's got the monkey who looks to the side and then looks ahead scared.
This isn't like not related to Spain producing wine at all, but I thought it was funny, so I included like I added little like what.
I'm so confused.
There's a hand with wine added to it.
Did Spain commit genocide?
Yeah.
Like the Spanish Inquisition.
Oh.
I'm a history major.
Okay, but the Spanish Inquisition was it in South America?
aka as I call him, Daddy.
Okay, I knew that. I was just trying to think of like this, like in Spain, and my mind was drawing a blank. I'm like, what happened in Spain? Okay, thank you. I could spit some knowledge on you about the Spanish Inquisition, but I won't.
It's okay. I understand that a meme did not trigger this memory for you.
I think I just got lost in the eyes of that monkey. Where is that from?
It's a popular meme format.
I know, but it's so scary.
Okay, are you ready for
Christopher Columbus, or as I call him, Daddy? I want to say we are not laughing because we think this is something to joke about, but like Hayley might be.
We're laughing at Christopher Columbus, not with Christopher Columbus.
We're laughing so we don't cry.
Yeah,
what it really
we're
is.
laughing how fucking stupid I am.
Oh, that was so good. I can't wait to re-listen to this. Ooh, are we ready for fact number 21, our final fact?
Yeah.
I feel so much like Michael Scott, like naming these facts as a preface to what they actually are. Are you ready for the
I'm
title?
so excited. It's got to be good, right? It's the 21st.
It's called Perfect Timing.
Okay.
What time does happy hour start?
5.
Yes, and maybe for teachers around 3:15 p.m.
Yep. Can attest.
Yeah. So the term happy hour, it's basically referring to a scheduled time of entertainment and drinking and fun, but it can be traced back to women in the U.S. Navy. So homemakers on the USS Arkansas would start to like meet up weekly to drink and smoke together.
Wait, homemakers?
Yeah,
on a
like the
ship?
wives. Yeah.
They brought their wives with them?
Yeah.
Huh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
So the wifeys were like, we're bored. Let's get together. And so they got together and they hung out and they drank and they smoked, and they would call it like the happy hour club. And Also, it's important to know that the term for these hangouts have been used since at least like the 1880s, but it really gained traction in the U.S. Navy in 1913, and then it spread throughout the Navy. So we can follow happy hours into the Prohibition, when people would meet up at speakeasies to drink before going out to dinner at a restaurant that would not be serving them alcohol.
Yeah.
And so we have happy hours now where you can get free apps and get loaded.
Nice.
Cheers. And that's my
Free
lesson.
apps. Where are you going for free apps?
Applebee's, bitch.
They have free apps?
I don't know. Some places probably do.
No. Maybe half price.
Real quick, I need to cite my sources because I forgot.
Yeah.
I have Britannica's procon.org, awakealive.org, bottlemart.com, Oxford English Dictionary, Brookston Beer Bulletin, Glass Half Full blog, Science Focus, Chamber Trained, Grub Street, American Beer Museum, Thrillist, and Beer Barrel Saloon. And that's my lesson.
That's a lot of sources. Thank you so much, Hayley. Also, if you enjoyed this, please consider helping out the show. Rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Consider supporting us.
It's free. It's free to do.
That's free. And if you want to go the extra mile and do something not free, consider supporting us on Patreon. There are all kinds of tiers for you. You can join at any level. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Nominate us for Best Memphis Podcast. That'll be in the links in the show notes. And support our sponsors that support us. Use our promo code. That truly helps us. Or you can just tell a friend about us via word of mouth.
Sharing is caring when talking about podcast recommendations.
It really is. We're a new podcast and we could really use your help. So thank you just for listening. And if you like us, and not to hold you hostage or anything, but if you want this podcast to stick around, consider doing one of the things I just listed. And we love you. We appreciate you. And 3, 2, 1, class dismissed.